As we digitize our bank faster, actually, it opens up resources and capacity to invest in the business. So we're constantly changing our business model. So for example, the way that we used to have a branch and open a new branch 2 years ago is materially different from the way that we're opening branches today. You still need some type of physical environment, and many times simply because of regulatory restrictions that require an employee to physically sign a document or have a wet signature take place. But even that'll change over time. But you still need to have an environment that's technology friendly, and this is where we're evolving and trying different models. So I think there's a lot of new exciting formats, products, and experiences that we can create for customers, not only for the next 12 months, but quite frankly for the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, if we can look at specifically the faith-based side of things, you certainly one of, if not the largest Sharia-compliant bank in the world. In terms of that lens, what are the bank's top priorities going forward?
Well, look, I think for us, we always want to make sure that we are constructing products in a compliant way. And this is where we're very fortunate to have, in many ways, quite a conservative Sharia board. And this is one of the differentiators that I think has really helped to inspire confidence in our customers, and one of the reasons that we continue to do well. For example, you might be surprised to learn that our share of current accounts today is the highest it's ever been in the bank. And as you know, having a very strong current account deposit base, particularly when you're a Sharia compliant bank, is a huge competitive advantage. So we always make sure we stay focused on that, and we've been able to see that happen over the last extended period, but in particular the last 18 months as well.
Now, you talked earlier about the growth in your corporate banking business. This is one of the major challenges facing Islamic banking and the Islamic finance sector in terms of developing that side of things and those sorts of products for the future. Obviously, you have the retail deposit base to be able to leverage. What's the best way forward for the industry in terms of creating a corporate finance, a vibrant corporate finance sector?
Well, it comes back to product development. For example, this year, I want to say about 2 months ago, we actually for the first time had FX forwards, which may not sound like a big deal, but for us as a bank and also for the industry, was really quite helpful. You have many conventional banks that will create an Islamic product, but many times that doesn't quite appeal to everyone. So we've worked very hard to innovate at a faster pace than we have, and we think that over time the gap between conventional and Islamic banking will continue to narrow, which is I think one of the reasons that you continue to see Islamic banking outperforming conventional banking.
You're a big bank in the biggest market in the GCC. What's stepping back and looking at the region as a whole, what's your outlook for the financial markets and for the GCC economy overall for next year?
Well, we believe the GCC economy will do better next year than it did this year. Obviously, given all the difficulties and the fact that even places like KSA were basically zero growth or even 0.1, we believe next year should be better than that. I think IMF is forecasting 1.1. This is before the announcement of the expansionary budget. I think UAE will do better, Kuwait should do better. So I think if you think about some of the biggest markets in the region, the future seems to be a bit brighter than it was during 2017.